Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. RHOC's Tamra judge reacts to Meghan King losing custody of her kids. The housewives are sticking together. After Real Housewives of Orange County alum Meghan King made headlines for losing custody of her children to ex-husband Jim Edmonds, her former castmate Tamra Judge has offered support. And she's not the only RHOC star coming to Meghan's defense. Earlier this week, we learned that Meghan lost custody of her 3 kids with Jim following an investigation by Child Protective Services. Allegedly, a school employee contacted them, and their investigation led to Jim getting sole physical custody of all 3 children. For now, Meghan is only allowed supervised visitation. There's a hearing scheduled next month to determine if this arrangement will remain permanent. In the meantime, Tamra showed Meghan love on social media. As Us Weekly pointed out, Tamra dropped a supportive comment underneath a post about the news. "Thoughts and prayers," Tamra wrote. "You're an amazing mom." Elsewhere in the Bravoverse, former RHOC cast member Kelly Dodd offered up supportive words to Meghan. She posted a TikTok explaining more details on what allegedly happened with Meghan, and why she believes with her heart that Meghan is a good mother. "I just got off the phone with Meghan King Edmonds, and she said that she gave one of her other twins, Hayes, some Ritalin, and it made her a dangerous mother," Kelly alleged to her followers. Although Kelly and Meghan had their issues on RHOC, she said that they were able to put their differences aside. They're both moms, and she knows that Meghan's heart is in the right place. Kelly said, "Those boys and that daughter need their mom, they need their mother. It's terrible what's going on right now. All we can do is pray for Meghan." Tamra Judge had seen countless scandals, meltdowns, walk-offs, and betrayals play out under the Real Housewives of Orange County banner, but the news that flashed across her phone that morning hit differently. Meghan King, former castmate, on and off friend, and longtime lightning rod for tabloid storms, had reportedly lost custody of her 3 children. It was the kind of headline Bravo fans devoured, but Tamra felt an unexpected jolt of emotion. She set her coffee cup down, screen glowing with the story, and exhaled slowly. Meghan had always been a complicated puzzle, a blend of fierce independence, unscripted vulnerability, and relentless determination. But she'd also been a woman who waged public battles, marital, legal, emotional, in ways that sometimes made even seasoned housewives pause. Now, with custody reportedly shifting away from her, the commentary machine online roared into overdrive. Tamra knew what was coming: speculation, trolls, armchair parenting experts, and the endless spin cycle of judgment. So when she opened her podcast mic later that evening, she didn't dodge the topic everyone already expected her to cover. But she didn't come with claws sharpened or shade queued up. Instead, she came with something most fans didn't expect: empathy. "Look," she began, voice steady but layered with lived experience, "this is a mother going through probably the most painful situation of her life. People think reality stars are built from Teflon, but there is nothing more human, more real, than fighting for your children." She hadn't always agreed with Meghan's choices on air or off, and she didn't pretend otherwise. Tamra remembered every debate about Brooks' Ayers cancer scandal, every argument Meghan had instigated with laser-focused conviction. She remembered the tension, the petty moments, the confessional shade that fueled seasons of RHOC history. Meghan was emotionally raw in a way that broke down walls but also invited conflict. She cared deeply, sometimes too deeply, and that intensity often left collateral damage in her wake. But motherhood, Tamra insisted on her show, was not an arena for public entertainment. And losing primary custody wasn't something any parent, even one famous for televised feuds, deserved to be mocked for. She refused to let the gossip cycle dehumanize the moment. What people forget, she continued, is that Meghan has been raising 3 kids, 2 with special needs considerations, often without the stability or support she deserved. It's easy to judge from the outside, but none of us really know what goes on inside someone's home or heart. Listeners were surprised, even her CO host paused, letting her words sit heavier than the usual Bravo-flavored banter. Tamra wasn't defending every decision Meghan ever made, nor was she villainizing the children's father. What she was doing was breaking the fourth wall of reality TV culture, reminding fans that the cast members they critique aren't just storylines or archetypes, they're humans who bleed, break, and get blindsided like everyone else. Behind the scenes, Tamra had actually reached out to Meghan privately, something she didn't reveal publicly but something close friends said meant the world to Meghan. Their friendship had ebbed and flowed over the years. They weren't best friends, but they understood each other. They knew the sting of public scrutiny. They knew how it felt to have their parenting dissected by millions who had never spent a day in their lives. Meghan, according to insiders, had been devastated. She'd spent years fighting fiercely for stability, clarity, and normalcy in a life often hijacked by legal filings and broken treaties with an ex who seemed determined to maintain control. Her children were her axis, the one piece of her world she insisted on protecting at all costs. So when the judge handed down the ruling that shifted primary custody, it cracked something inside her. Tamra, who had weathered custody battles of her own, didn't need details to understand. She felt it viscerally. On her podcast, she unpacked the emotional reality that most fans never saw. She described the late nights, the anxious mornings, the way court rulings could feel like a referendum on your worth as a parent. She talked about how fame didn't buy immunity from heartbreak. If anything, it made things worse because your lowest moments became public property. Say what you want about Meghan, she said, but she loves those kids. Anyone who watched her on the show knows that. And anyone who thinks losing custody is some kind of karma or gotcha moment should check themselves. The Bravo community buzzed after her episode dropped. Some praised Tamra for showing maturity and perspective. Others accused her of coddling Meghan or protecting a former castmate for clout. But Tamra didn't care about the noise. She had spoken her truth, and she had spoken it for the right reasons. What Tamra didn't say in public but confided in a few close friends was that Meghan's situation had stirred up memories she hadn't revisited in years. The feeling of being judged by strangers, the fear of losing your children because someone else held legal leverage, the belief that one bad moment or misinterpreted decision could change everything. She remembered telling herself over and over that she was a good mother, even when the world tried to convince her otherwise. She knew Meghan was probably repeating that same mantra now. In the days that followed, tabloids pounced on Tamra's comments, twisting them into battle lines she never intended to draw. Tamra slams Meghan's critics. Tamra defends Meghan against custody ruling backlash. Tamra takes a stand on Meghan King's parenting. She rolled her eyes at most of the sensationalism. That wasn't her angle. She wasn't choosing sides. She was choosing compassion. Because beneath all the cameras, contracts, and carefully edited scenes, Tamra Judge understood one universal truth: motherhood was the role that no network could script, no producer could manipulate, and no headline could diminish. And Meghan King, despite every controversy, misstep, and messy chapter, was still a mother fighting for her children. That was something Tamra respected, something she hoped others would see beyond the noise. While the public waited hungrily for Meghan's next statement, Tamra ended her podcast episode with a simple message that felt more human than anything she'd said on Bravo in years. Before you judge someone, she said, remember that custody battles are not entertainment. They're heartbreak disguised as paperwork. Pray for the kids. Hope for healing. And give people grace, even when you think they don't deserve it. In the fractured, dramatic, high-stakes world of Housewives, it was a rare moment of clarity, one that even Meghan King, drowning in legal upheaval, felt through the fog. And in that moment, Tamra Judge did what few expected. She didn't react as a real housewife. She reacted as a woman who knew the cost of losing what mattered most.